はじめまして、高木陽子です。オビード、フロリダでラーメン屋さんをやっています。両親は日本人ですけど、私はベネズエラで生まれました。6年前に日本に行ってラーメンの作り方を勉強してオーランドに来ました。The onigiris are getting really popular lately. We use like 3.5 kilograms per day. That's on weekdays, and weekends usually we go through two rice cookers of 3 kilograms. We do this by hand almost every day, especially we get like 18 onigiris, like an order for 18 onigiris. So especially for the weekend, we like to prep more. But yeah, we do this almost every day.
What's the purpose of the plastic?
We can keep this for a couple of days like that and it's not going to get soggy. So when you open it, it's crispy. We do like a little tape on the sides and then we put the onigiri here and then we wrap it and then people just... It's basically like the 7-Eleven ones. I love this. This is my favorite snack. This one was cooked salmon. Our most popular is the tuna mayo. The one that usually comes in a ramen, well, spinach, I have seen that is a pretty popular topping on the ramen. We get it in a local Asian supermarket. This ramen we have been doing since we opened. We have been adding new items, but the ones I went to Japan and tried some ramens and like see which type of ingredients goes in on top of the ramen. And I noticed that spinach, for example, it was a pretty common topping on shoyu ramen or like shio ramen. And then the miso, I always see that it usually comes with corn and like bok choy or ground beef, ground pork. On internet or some cookbooks, and try to see what goes on top and then try it and decide what goes best wise, like texture wise and flavor wise. Yeah, and he's gonna put the cases over there. We are receiving Wisnetak, an Asian supplier order. We are gonna get the noodles and the pork buns. We get a lot of our like ingredients and drinks with them. We are really fortunate to have good like Asian suppliers here in Orlando, in Florida. So yeah, we don't have issues getting like Japanese ingredients. Oh, sorry. This is pork and vegetables gyoza. Good morning. Her name is Maiko. She's the one who worked in the kitchen. And her sister, she's the one who's gonna be in the front today. But when we are not here, they are the one who are in the kitchen, both of them. She's a really important part of our team.
Yeah, my mom's Japanese. Her father came from Japan with my grandpa, who was already in Venezuela. So they knew each other. Their families were friends, I guess, back in Japan. So when they came, we were like, they're my closest cousins, even though we're not blood related.
Family-run business thing. Like
Pretty much, yeah. We have a pretty small staff. She's good at giving feedback, but she's also really understanding. She likes to keep everyone in mind. She's the best. Yeah, she's the best.
We take the bones out of the pot and make sure all the marrow is we're gonna keep inside of the tonkotsu. We start this pot around 7 p.m. yesterday. And we clean the blood and from the tonkotsu, and we let it simmer all night. Right after we arrive here, let it boiling for like 3 or 4 hours. That's basically the process. In Venezuela, we don't have like a really like ramen shops any closer than this. But after we try in Japan and Yoko start to make ramen, I feel like I get engaged like all these like flavors, and I really enjoy the process to try to like improve the efficiency of all the process. And we start the restaurant with we did like way more thicker the tonkotsu, and we tried to get what was the right point. I feel right now this tonkotsu can be a little bit lighter, but we feel like easy to eat. Everyone can enjoy it.
what does this machine do?
It's like strainer, like a strainer. Have 3 different layers of mesh. We try to keep all the bones. Because at the beginning we did that like manually with a strainer, like regular strainer. And I feel like even the texture is more like smooth. And that's something like we're looking for in our tonkatsu. Some creamy texture, but like smooth at the same time. Yeah, it changed a lot when we start to mix it. Like the color changed to white from like gray. After the color the white after like changed a lot after the training.
Tonkotsu is the best seller. My personal favorite, I would say, is shoyu. It reminds me a lot to Japan.
Tonkotsu, the classic one.
Yeah.
Usually he eats like every 3 days. He eats tonkotsu.
Yeah. I feel like I never get tired.
The pork for the tantamen, onions, garlic, ginger that we fry in that oil to get it, and then we leave it in the oven with the pilot on to keep it crispy. brands that we buy, they comes like the portions pre-made, and it was like 140, sometimes 150 grams, and I know that is a lot if you compare to Japan, because I remember when I was at school in like learning how to make ramen, they said like, oh, the good like portion is like maybe 110, 120, but yeah, so we decided to just stick to the portion that comes in the packages. But that's why I think it's because maybe America needs more, or like, yeah, right? Noodles comes with a lot of like noodles in one portion. Yeah. So at the beginning I was thinking, oh, maybe we should take some out, but it was more like things to like fix. So since already came pre-portioned, it was better to work with that. My name is Mayumi. I started working here because Yoko's my cousin. I started as a server. I help her sometimes with social media. We don't do a lot of social media, but whatever we do, we try to help her. Server usually on weekdays, and then kitchen some weekends, like some weekend dates. So I was born in Venezuela.
But your English is so perfect.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Well, I always like English, like music in English. So I think that helped my pronunciation a little bit. I tried with Yoko's sister. Hajime mashite, Mayumi desu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. That's all I know.
Perfect.
Well, so I gotta get the soup first. Oh. Alright, start from the middle. Here we go. How's that? Sexy, good? Cut above? Yeah. Everything is so clean.
By the way,
Every garnish, there's like not a single like misstep. Everything is like perfect. Yeah, we frequent this place. yeah. Even though we live somewhat far, we live like 25 minutes away. So, worth the drive.
Yeah, it was amazing. This is the first time I actually ever ordered it.
Is it your first time here or you've been here?
No, we're actually regulars here. They actually remember our order when we come, so it's pretty cool.
it's embarrassing.
We always get the same thing, the spicy tonkatsu. But we usually on a fast. We come here when we're fasting, so it'd be no meat, and we do an extra egg. It's really delicious. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. How long did you live over there?
Once we came, we never wanted to go anywhere else.
We love the vibe. Just the vibe is unmatched. We have to eat it here. Can't take it to go. I like a regular ramen, which is I think this one here. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Thank you. So I'm pretty basic. Yeah, we always do the extra egg, no meat.
It's always perfect every single time.
Yeah, always. It's always perfect. We actually had to ask them how they get the egg like this.
I don't know if you ever tried to soft boil an egg, but it's impossible.
Japanese customers usually just order it whatever it comes in it. So it's just the kids ramen or the shio ramen. It's never any of this, any requests or anything. It's just how it comes. Maybe sometimes they do like kaedama, but that's it. I always like to write thank you. Sometimes we get a lot, but usually the modifications are like, oh, put more corn or put more scallions, like extra scallions, extra corn, or no corn, or no ginger, no kikurage. They don't like. Sometimes it comes some like, because we make each broth is made it for a specific tare, right, and on a specific bowl. But yeah, sometimes they want to change that. Oh, only chicken, or don't put, or vegetarian. We don't do vegetarian or gluten free, because well, gluten free the noodles has to be like, they are wheat. So we get some like modifications that we don't think that is a good option. It will change the whole bowl, the flavor and the balance. And well, but it's up to them. Like if they want it, we will do it. A lot of our customers, they don't eat the whole bowl here. They ask for a to-go box, and then they take it home. Okay. Yeah, like 30% of our sales are to-go. Yeah, takeout. A lot of local people who.
Yeah, we feel like after the pandemic changed the behavior a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
we started like to choosing a better container material, the size. Also send everything separate, and also the way we send the noodles. So some extra steps so they can get a good experience of eating ramen at home. The broth in this container, and then we send here the noodle with the topping, and then they just pour the broth on top of the noodles and the toppings. This is a pretty cute bag, like the Maiko, she likes to draw, she's an artist. She made this for us, yeah. So it's the front of the restaurant. The shirt. It was inspired in this book, like the Hajimete no Tsukai. That was my favorite book when I was a kid. My mom used to read it every time before bed, every night. And then I show it to Micah, and I was thinking in something with that style. So she did this for us. Yeah, it's really cute.
Spicy miso ramen, and it has the pork and porky chicken in it. I'm not super huge on spice, so I did get a medium, but it tastes really, really good there. No, this is actually my first time, and I'm actually thoroughly blown away, and this is actually really good. We'll have like a team lunch like every now and then, and we'll try and figure out where we want to go. And this time was ramen. I would say, if I could sum it to one word, I would say quality. That's also a big thing for me, not just the food, but like how it's prepared, and just the service in general. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you for performing. Thanks so much.
I see you also ordered some jasmine greens. Yes, I did. I started drinking these. I don't know if you're familiar with H Mart. They were just opened up at H Mart, and I saw these in there. So when I looked over in the fridge that they have, and I saw these, I was like, I have to try one of these too. So yeah.
I got the spicy tonkatsu and then asked for a little extra, like changed it up a little, which I don't usually do, but I wanted corn today, and I wanted a little extra spicy minced pork, so which was kind enough to add it all in there, so it's delicious. And of course the karaage, which the fried chicken here is the best. You can't get anything like this, and I don't think in the U.S. They always get the eggs. were picked. I was just asking her a little bit ago. I was like, how do you get the eggs perfect? When I cook them at home and I make a soy sauce marinated egg at home, I can never either, they won't peel or they're not cooked properly. She gave me some tips, which I'm really grateful for. So, but yeah, that's always really good. The food, I've always loved Japan and loved the food. This is authentic, true authentic Japanese ramen.
We try to do the same ramen in the same bowl, like one bowl for each ramen. Make easy when someone is like reading the tickets. Don't make mistake or know like exactly what are we doing without talk too much. And yeah, that's why we have like a different bowl.
Usually here in the US, when you go to a restaurant, you have a lot of options, right? Just making a restaurant specialized in just ramen was kind of a challenge. I remember at the beginning, a lot of people were, oh, but you don't have anything else like this to homepage. We started with four. We started with the more like the classical shoyu, shio, miso, and tonkotsu. And yeah, I knew that in Japan they specialize in one type of broth. But here we wanted to, since we were out of Japan, we wanted to bring like different types of ramen. So that's why we decided to broth. Also trying to choose the right noodles for each ramen.
I know, that's what I can't.
So I had a cousin living in Orlando, and we came to visit, and we found this place that was a second generation restaurant. So we thought that it was a good opportunity to start, and it has a lot of potential because it was close to UCF and Winter Park.
You work with your husband and your cousins here.
So yeah, we're a good team, a balanced team, because when we have to make big decisions, we do it together. But on the daily task, usually, he takes care of kitchen operations or prepping things. I'm taking care more of the staff, managing suppliers, making the orders, talking with customers, and the daily operation, managing operations. And my cousins, they are also super helpful, especially the service. Some of them take care of the front of the house, and they care about the business, so it's even more important. ぜひ食べに来てください。よろしくお願いします。